What's cracking, guys? Welcome here to the Infoverse. I'm the Infomancer speaking, and I'm happy to have you here in the Infinite Realm. As I'm sure you can see, we have another Booksy video today. I was going through some of my stuff, and I found The Great Quest, which I guess was a book I was writing back in the day. And I actually found something I really enjoyed, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So let's start out with the description, and then I'll go find the piece I want to share with you, and we'll call that good, because I don't really care to share all of this with you, but some of it at least. So here we've got our description. A great and powerful evil has arisen in the world of Thorol. Now it is up to 9 champions to find and destroy this great evil before every land is ravaged by war. Will Gorin and Gwendolyn, Braxtus and Brimstone, the High Elf Prince Leithcorius, the Wood Elf Princess Kelethin, the Mountain Dwarf Knight Rumblebelly, the Hill Dwarf Warrior Razgar, the Halfling Scholar Hamfast, the Human Sorceress from Corinth, Briza, and the Human Ranger from Kazakh Thul, Scar succeed? Or will Scavros the Slayer and his allies, Braythorn the Black and Braptus, Rudabane the Red and Radon, Pyros the Purple and Pyra, Obelisk the Orange and Ophel, Grimwald the Grim, Saphira the Sinner, Mostra the Malicious, and Beltazor the Bloodthirsty destroy the world? So, lots of long names, confusing names. Could definitely lose interest with people right then. But things like that actually catch my interest quite a bit, which is probably why I went with it. Now, as I said, I don't really care to share all of this with you. If you have an interest in it, you just have to go search up Malaxter on Booksy. It's years old, though. I was young when I wrote it. Most of this is not any good. However, let's see if I can find the scene I'm looking for. It was a scene that I wrote out with anime fights kind of in mind. Looks like I've gone a little too far here. Let's see. Sorry for being so quiet. I've got to read through this and try and find it. Okay. Starting from here, I think I will go on. And who will be in this group? Yolan asked. That is what we must decide, Gorin answered. The only determined members are myself and Gwendolyn, and Hamfast, if he will. The halfling, Hammerchin exclaimed. The little people are useless. They are too tiny and weak. Why bring him? A demonstration? Gwendolyn suggested. Hamfast, would you? Gorin asked the halfling to his right. Yes and yes, Hamfast said, standing and drawing his 2-foot-long halfling sword. Master Dragonbane? Gorin asked. Is you serious? Hammerchin asked incredulously. Quite, Hamfast said. Draw your hammer axe so that you might be laughed at when one of these useless little people defeats you. Hammerchin got up and drew his weapon. Then the mountain dwarf and halfling began to circle one another. Hamfast, do go easy on him, Gorin said. Hammerchin, enraged by Gorin's words, attacked. The blade of Hammerchin's hammer axe was lined up perfectly with Hamfast's head, but when it struck solid earth instead of flesh, not half an inch in front of the halfling. You seem to have missed me, Hamfast taunted his opponent. Hammerchin bellowed and took a swipe at Hamfast's chest. He saw there was absolutely no time for the halfling to dodge, but somehow he managed to. The hammer axe passed a mere centimeter from the halfling's body. What? Hammerchin could not believe his eyes. Oh my, Hamfast sighed. You aren't very good, are you? Hammerchin responded by throwing a punch. His fist was less than an inch from the halfling's face when he dodged to the side, completely avoiding the hit and surprising the dwarf. Hamfast then retreated several feet, just as Hammerchin had hoped he would. The dwarf charged the halfling. Dragonbane used his innate sprinting abilities to reach the speed of a bull in full run, but still he failed to connect on his opponent. Hamfast simply flipped over the dwarf like it was nothing and knocked him to the ground from behind. He then proceeded to laugh. Hammerchin spun to his feet wildly with his hammer axe leading the way. He was surprised to see nothing where the halfling, or at least half of him, should have been standing. He looked all around, but he could not see Hamfast anywhere. Then Hamfast tapped him on the shoulder with his big toe. "Up here," he said. Hammerchen looked up to find Hamfast standing on the hammer half of his weapon. "Damn you!" Hammerchen swore as he flipped Hamfast into the air. Then he swung after him, axe blade first. Hamfast had no problem flipping out of the way of the first strike, and dodging the attempted strike that followed, as Hammerchen again attempted to sever his torso from his legs. At this point, Hamfast said, "My turn." Hamfast began slicing, slashing, and stabbing at Hammerchen at such a high speed that his sword was a mere blur. It was taking everything in Hammerchen's power to simply knock the blade away from his eyes and vital organs. Before long, Hammerchen was covered in dozens of minor cuts, scrapes, and bruises, and he was covered from head to toe in his own blood. Hammerchen caused his own downfall by taking a clumsy swing at his opponent when his brutal punishment finally relented. Subsequently, Hammerchen's weapon had been knocked from his hands. The next thing the mountain dwarf knew, he was on his back, and Hamfast's blade was pressed against his throat. "I win," Hamfast said. Now, there is, of course, more to this. This is just a small piece. You can see there's a bit more there. However, that's all I really wanted to show you guys or read to you guys, was that scene there. I was thinking of animes like with Aizen just dancing around Ichigo without any sort of problem. And that's the way I wrote it, was Hamfast was just kind of dancing around Hammerchen, or Dragonbane, whichever you prefer to call him, because his name is Hammerchen Dragonbane, just as Hamfast Undergrass, but you'll learn more of that if you choose to go read the story. If not, no big deal. It's years old, not very good, I don't worry about it, never got completed, nothing. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I find it quite amusing. I think it's rather fun to read and think about, and I'm hoping you guys feel the same way. Anyways, if you made it to the end of this video, thank you for tuning in today. I hope you enjoyed, and I look forward to seeing you here again in the Infoverse on whatever videos I decide to do. And until then, I hope you guys have a good one.